Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Texas on Tap with Miss Helen, along with producer Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm good now that I'm talking to you.
Oh, that's always nice to hear.
No, we were just talking about this day went by so fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those days and it's nasty. So I don't know. It's weird. I guess I was productive today and you said you were trying to get some stuff done. Just realized all the time ran off the clock.
I know. And like I stayed so busy today, but yet it's one of those days where I stayed so busy doing different things that I feel like I didn't get much done. You can't see what I got done.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
I know how that goes. Well, we got a stacked list of boys this week.
Oh yeah. I'm like, you have some really good picks. You want to start?
Yeah, I can start it off. You definitely have some really solid picks too, though.
Oh man, there's one of yours that's gonna be my summer song.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's gonna makes me forget about what it's like outside right now. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And actually, I'll talk about it when we get to it. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start off this week. You know what? I haven't even decided which song I want to play this week. So, Okay, I'm gonna start off with our boy Keller Cox. We've talked about him before.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and speaking of Keller, he's actually coming on the show here in a few weeks, so that's gonna be a lot of fun too. He's got a new record coming out, I believe, the 25th, and his newest release is called Pink Chalk. So, there's just something about Keller. It's like knowing his, he's young and knowing kind of his background. He was, really involved at A&M and stuff. So it's something about his songwriting is just like so freaking pure and genuine. And it's like almost, and I hope he likes this word, but it's almost like dorky, but it's so cool and so fascinating for me to listen to because it just, you don't hear that level of what's the word? Genuinity.
Well, that, and it's just such simplicity on this particular song. The lyrics, and it's just simplicity. Man. It's so calming. It's so relaxing. I love his voice and just the way the whole song is presented. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's like, I the whole time listening to it, and I've listened to it countless times in the last, week. It's like, I wonder how much thought he puts into kind of like the quirkiness in his phrasing. And that's a little on the nerdy side, but like the way he puts his words together, it's not like I've never heard anything like it before. And I wonder if that's just another layer of him just showing himself, or if he's like actively trying to make it sound different,
I think it's just him. I think it's just Keller.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost reminds me a little bit of John Prine.
Oh yeah, totally. On that songwriter side. Absolutely. I agree.
Yes.
He's saying what he needs to say and not really worrying about the whole, like only this many syllables can fit here type thing. So that's it's really interesting. And I'm super excited to talk to him and listen to the record whenever it comes out. And then let's see here. The next one that I want to talk about is our boy Joey Greer, who we were kind of alluding to earlier.
Yes.
So,
and, actually the weather was nice yesterday and I got to smell a copper tone on the legs.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah, it was nice here yesterday too. And now it's just all gloomy and gross out for St. Patty's Day. It's like I had big plans this evening, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just jam this Joey Greer song a couple times to get me in the spirit.
I'm going to.
Yeah. So this is Joey's new one. He's put out like a handful of bangers already this year, and this is just yet another one called Somewhere in the Sun. So one thing that's interesting to me about this song is the kind of the motivation behind it. Somewhere in the sun, summer, beach vibes and all that stuff. And there's always kind of a strategy to releasing music, like seasonally. And I think it's interesting that he put out this song right now, and obviously it works. It's hopefully it just continues to build until that sun stays out more consistently in our little corner of the earth, but yeah, it's just an awesome song. It's very cool, very fun. His album cover is just him like sitting on a little blow up pool, in his tank top. It's so awesome. He presented this whole package very well.
Yes, he did. And I have to say, I know that, like being in the coastal town that I'm in, it's full out spring break right now. Right. So, and yesterday it was almost 80 degrees. So that song is perfect already. But it's like, since I was since I was young, I always loved the smell of copper tone. It always takes me back to even the old days when I was a kid. But it's like when he had that in the song, I was like, we smelled like that yesterday, not so much today. But he's got everything: the boat, the bottle of rum, the water is blue. It's like he's just singing about my lifestyle.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, so I'm gonna jump in the tap room with my next one. This was a hard decision for me, and we've covered a couple of Joey's songs this week, and the guy that I'm about to cover doesn't need any more coverage. He's killing it, but we haven't talked about him as much recently as we have Joey. So I want to open up the tap room doors and play the new song "Dancing with the Devil" by our buddy Josh Ward. So Josh Ward's bringing the honky tonk back for us.
That was my notes. Honky tonk. You go, Josh Ward. I mean, everything he does is so good. Yeah. But it's like the clarity and his voice and the beat on this song. It's just like,
absolutely.
It's lovely.
And it's funny how quickly you can, at least for me, you can start to miss a certain thing that someone's real capable of whenever they put out, like in this case, like his last single that has been killing it on radio for the last 4 months. It was a more chill song, and then now he's like, hey, I'm here, don't forget about me, or don't forget about this side of me, the devil side or whatever.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Such a great song, and I expect this one to climb up the charts real hard too. If it's not already. I actually don't know where that's sitting at. But
I will let you know that it's one of the top debuting.
Awesome.
Yeah, it came in.
To be expected. Absolutely.
I'm surprised we both didn't pick that. I'm glad you sent me your picks first, because that would have been on my list.
Okay.
Because it debuted that high.
Well, the funny thing about that though is I would have probably picked the ones you sent instead. So
whoa, okay.
We're always on the same wavelength.
So I'm gonna start off with Jon Wolfe, and this was and Jon, and let's see, and then we'll get to Jake Bush, but they both had, and along with Josh Ward's song, that was some of the biggest debuts on the Texas country music chart. Jon Wolfe has a new single out called "A Cowgirl Like You," and I love in the beginning of this song, he just really sets the scene with, I know I get a little nerdy on the lyrics, but the crackle of the fire, it almost made me want to smell the coffee he was talking about but it's a waltzy kind of song.
I was gonna say, we love a ballad. We always love a good ballad.
And I'm not a big ballad person, but this would definitely be when I'm at a show or this song gets played, somebody better come waltz with me. But I like the whole concept of the whole combining a cowboy ain't nothing without a cowgirl like you.
Right, exactly.
And the just take a listen to that one. It's absolutely fabulous. And then a new release just released to radio. I like to kind of pick the ones that are charting and make a big debut, but keep an eye out for Matthew Ryan's new single. It's called "Buzzin' on Your Love." It's the follow-up to the song I absolutely loved, his last single, "Down in Alcohol," that charted tremendously and great. It's such a sweet song, and when it was put out, some of the verbiage is "this buzz is for you," but it has great melody, great lyrics. I love the whole beat of it. So that's Matthew Ryan, "Buzzin' on Your Love." Okay, so now we're going to open up the tap room for a good friend of the podcast, Jake Bush, his newest single called "Tractor Town." And that's Jake Bush's follow-up to 3 number ones back to back. I think it'll be number one, "Tractor Town." And of course, that's from his new album, "Where 90s Meets Now." If you haven't backed up, Jake came on the podcast with us and talked about this song. That new album is out now. That's the first single off of it. And of course, when he was on the podcast, I remember making these notes, and I went back, and he described it as, "This is where achy breaky heart meets me." And of course, his whole thing is "Where 90s Meets Now," and awesome song from Jake Bush.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he said that was that the one he was saying was like his favorite song he's ever been a part of writing? Yeah, I don't know.
I know that Mo Pitney was a writer on it, and he found the demo on YouTube and reached out to Mo.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so it's confusing that with Mo.
So everyone, go back to the podcast where Jake Bush returns to us, and he talks a lot about a lot of the songs, because this was pre-album release that we had Jake on. So, but I love this song.
Oh yeah, I spent a solid. I was gonna say I spent a solid month listening to that record, and there's so many great tunes on that one. But after not listening to it for a little while, it's like I'm gonna have that bow bow now singing, in my head for
I know, right?
probably a week.
And so so Jake Bush is looking at the Texas country music chart. He had one of the highest debuts this week, along with Jon Wolfe's A Cowgirl Like You, Cody Jinks also, and the Josh Ward Dancing with the Devil that we just talked about. So those, we're all in that. I mean, just like, boom, here we are, look at us, and why not? Because it's awesome music. So looking at the top 5 on the Texas country music chart for this week, Casey Donahue went from 2 to 1 with Built Different. Kyle Park is at number 2 with What You're Drinking Song. Wade Bowen was number 1, down to number 3 with When Love Comes Around. Number 4 is Flatland Cavalry, Getting By. And drum roll, guess who's number 5? They're our friends. Kinfo and Terry McBride, Wild Horses, all the way up to number 5 on that chart. Yeah. So happy for them. They just
and that
keep
one's been
moving
climbing.
Up.
Yeah, geez.
Yes. And looking at the Texas Regional Radio Report. Okay, so I have to say this podcast comes out on Friday, so I'm usually a week behind with the T3R report. Right. And so right after we had, did our get together recording Texas on Tap last week, I got the email for the chart. I am so happy for our Ariel Hutchins. She's number 1 with the Cowboy He Will Be.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
he deserves it.
Yes. Number 2 is Casey Donahue, Built Different. David Adam Burns went from number 6 to number 3 with Too Much Texas. Yes. I'm so happy for him. Jamie Richards is at number 4 with The Man in the Neon Moon. Kyle Park rounds out the top 5 with What You're Drinking Song. And on this particular chart, Ken Foe and Terry McBride have moved up. They're at number 7, so they're still moving on up.
Nice.
CDX Traction Texas, Cody Johnson again, Till You Can't at number 1. Kyle Park, What You're Drinking Songs at number 2. Number 3 is Casey Donahue, Built Different. Those were all the same last week. Now up from number 5 to number 4 is Flatland with Getting By, and then number 5 is Wade Bowen, When Love Comes Around. So that's taking a look at the charts.
Rock and roll.
Yes.
So one thing I did want to mention is a song we talked about either last week or the week before. Corey Kent's new song, Wild as Her, is officially, I saw this yesterday, the number 1 streamed country song in the world right now.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
not surprising, but
oh man,
it's a great song.
Yeah, so good. So proud for, happy for him. He's been grinding, putting out music after music. Just seems like every week I look and he's got a new song coming out, and he's been working and it's starting to pay off. So I'm really happy for him.
I think with that song, I think that could be such a signature song for him.
Oh, totally.
Because it's like just,
So it showcases all, everything about him.
That is super exciting.
Absolutely.
Super duper exciting.
Another thing I wanted to mention is we talked about Clayton Mullen's debut single that came out a few weeks ago called Maker's Mark. He's got a new song coming out today, or I guess it's out today, called South of Forever. So go check that one out as well.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When I heard the Joey Greer song, since we're doing this late, I have indulged in some rum.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah. Sorry for making you wait a little bit longer today.
It's okay.
It was a busy one, but yeah. I think I meant to say this last week, but I and this is kind of off topic, but so obviously Caitlin Butts is married to Cleto from Flatland, right? And I've been a big fan of hers for a long time. We've talked about her on the show, but I was just clicking through Instagram stories the other day, and I saw this video of her at the airport, like really early in the morning, sitting in her car crying and talking about, like, I just released this song and I've got this album coming out and all this cool stuff's going on, and I'm flying to London to go see my husband perform and I get to sing with him, and I was just so cool. Like, just I love seeing shit like that. Like, it just
she's so beautiful too.
Yeah,
I love her.
I almost cried watching this girl's Instagram story, and it was just, oh man, it was so cool. Such a like intense,
and they just married
moment.
They just married in February, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it hasn't been for long.
Because when she came through the red carpet, she talked about she was in the middle of planning the wedding when she came through it. Yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, yeah, we obviously, guys, if you're listening to this, you should know by now, but we record this on Thursdays and then comes out on Friday. So you're listening afterwards. But I was going to go indulge in some St. Patty's Day green beer drinking this evening, but I'm looking outside and it's not calling my name right now. So I don't know.
I know.
Do it.
And I'm trying to decide too, because I did so much organizing today that everything's such a mess, but they're having a big party with shuffleboard tournament, but I think Miss Helen gonna stay in.
Just take it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll probably end up going, but I don't know. We'll see. You got anything going on this weekend?
You asking me? I never know till the weekend comes. You know.
Yeah, but it always ends up being a fun conversation.
It's always fun stuff around here, and especially I have to tell you, it's been a revolving door during spring break because so many people are coming down, and it's like that's why like right now I just got into this organizing thing today, and plus working on some music stuff, but it's like, okay, I know at any minute somebody's going to call and go, hey, we're in town, we want to come by,
like, or just knock on the door. Yeah.
So yeah, but me and the girls had some pool time yesterday. Nice. And yeah, so I'm thinking probably some fishing this weekend, and I gotta do it by the seat of my pants, because that's the fun thing about life. You know, the things that you plan and you plan and you plan and you plan, by the time you do it, I just like that spontaneity. I just like last minute. Yeah, we're gonna load up and we're going to come by. Yes.
I feel like that's the only thing different about the two of us, because I am the complete opposite. I spend time planning and I want everything to be to the T. So. Oh
no, my best memories have always been the spontaneous ones.
Yeah, right on. Yes. I mean, I guess spontaneous for me is just a little more loose. It's like spontaneous for me is planning a trip to go somewhere like in a few days, rather than just like.
Oh no, mine's like we get a phone call and it's like, hang on, let me grab my stuff, let's go. And I guess I wonder if there's a correlation between people that are spontaneous and procrastinators. Are you a procrastinator?
No, not at all.
Because I am. Oh my gosh, we're onto something.
Yeah.
Spontaneous procrastinator.
Oh man, I was gonna say this is it's a Texas country / not mental health, but what am I looking for? Like human studies,
like careerbuilder.com.
Oh, yeah. How we built this. That's a great show. Listen to that if y'all need some podcasts to listen to.
I just remember, but I brought that up because I remember when I was in radio, when I would, and a lot of people in radio get this, like Cordless would get it. We always had show prep services, and sometimes there would be such cool stuff from like numbers and stats and like trivial things from careerbuilder.com.
Right.
So I just wonder if they ever had a survey on that. It was like different survey things. That's why I brought that up. I don't know why, but I just did.
Yeah, let's stay away from the statistics other than the radio charts and the stream numbers. I'm cool. I think that's all we need.
But it's so weird because as opposite as we are, we think alike.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like on every other front, we're like on the same exact wavelength. It's kind of
Did we ever tell the story about listening to the same artist and I was texting you and then you were like, you're freaking me out?
I don't think we ever talked about that on here.
No. So how did that go? You said you're scared. You said you're scaring me.
Yeah. And then I didn't.
I texted Kyle. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I have a confession to make. Like, I have not stopped listening to this for 3 days. And he's like, you're scaring me. And I was like, what are you scared about? He goes, I'm listening to it right now.
I just sent you a picture because I was making a little video about her to post on the Instagram.
I know, but you hadn't even sent me the picture when I sent you that. Really? Yes. That was when you were power washing in Belleville at your grandpa's, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. But yeah. I'm heading out to Austin for the weekend. I've got some shows with one of the bands that I work with for the little finale of South by Southwest. So that's what I'm going to be doing out there this weekend.
Speaking of that, I have a neighbor that is playing South by Southwest, and I didn't even know he was a musician. It's San Saba County. And so he told me, he said, yeah, I'm playing at South by Southwest, and they're actually from Austin, and they have one of the condos here.
Oh, cool.
And so I was visiting with him and his wife, and so he said, well, do you have can you play vinyl? I'm like, yeah, we actually do. I have time to tell a story?
Sure.
The only reason we can play the records on the vinyl is because like it was 2 Christmases ago, we went to Belleville to one of our friends' big Christmas parties, and it was like the white elephant thing. And Captain Ron was all happy he won this record player,
Oh, nice.
And so it was like, then somebody took it from him, and he like went over there and it's like, I'm going to pay you for that. I'm going to buy it from you. What? So anyway, long story short, when Tom said, only thing I have is on vinyl. Do you have a vinyl player? I'm like, bingo.
Yeah,
yes, we do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we paid way too much for it because you probably could have got it at Walmart for $60, but because he wasn't going to walk out of that barn without that damn record player.
So he won the award, or he won the record player, and then somebody just said, "Screw you,
yeah,
I'm taking it."
Yeah, because you know how you do with like White Elephant.
Oh,
like,
I got you.
Take it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I look at that thing, I just laugh. So we're gonna put on some San Saba County.
Damn. So he gave you a little
Check
vinyl
out
record.
My friend. Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
So cute. Yes,
yeah, that's very cool. Nice. So the group is called San Saba County.
Yes.
Cool.
I didn't even know he was a musician.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds familiar for some reason, not just because that's a place.
I know, but it's like, it's a cool vinyl. I mean, their cover's all cool. Like, I'm excited. I feel like I'm in junior high again, like or elementary school, you know, back in the day when that's all we had was the 45s.
Shit, I had the same thing with CDs, you know. It's like I would go to Best Buy every Friday or something whenever my dad would take me over there and pick out 3 CDs, you know. So I got a huge CD collection that's entirely useless these days, but I also have a large vinyl collection, which I use quite often. So it's kind of funny how things come around, you know?
Yes, it is funny. So I'm going to do that tonight and then clean up this mess in here that I made after I organized.
That sounds kind of counterproductive.
have a little rum and Greer music to go with it, and some of our music.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to crank that one up as soon as we jump off here to get me in the spirits for the green beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, good stuff. If you guys haven't checked out Morgan Ashley from earlier this week, it was so much fun. She's got such a bubbly personality, and it was just like good times talking to her. You know, we played a couple of her songs, so check that one out for sure. And then this coming Tuesday, we've got a really big one coming up with 1/3 of the interview as a previous guest named Paul Eason. So can you guess who that is? Drum roll. I don't know. I was trying to make a cool moment.
I know. Well, I know who it is.
Yeah, I know. So I'm talking
else,
to the guests.
I'm trying to drop some hints, like Blue.
Yeah, the Blue Boys.
Adios, Palomino Gold.
Hill Country.
Oh, I'm gonna listen to some of that tonight too.
Oh yeah, that's the vibe. So this Tuesday, new interview with the Wilder Blues. Three of the 5.
You know what this reminds me of? If we were on radio, I'd be like, if you're caller number 10 and you can tell me who it is.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, that's what I was trying to set up, and I'm like,
you win some swag.
We don't have a phone line set up just yet, so. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, we need to do some giveaways because that was my I loved giving stuff away in radio anyway.
Yeah, we need to make some hats. I got a buddy over here like down the street from me who's been kind of bugging me to make some stuff for us. So I think we should get some little Texas Toast merch going.
And I want a visor for this summer when I fish. I want a visor. So I actually have on my list Miss Procrastinator. One day I'll be spontaneous and I'll get some prices.
Cool. Well, I can do all that tomorrow because I have some. Wait, I missed a joke.
One day I'll be spontaneous and quit procrastinating.
I see what
order
you did there.
Some merch.
It's a double negative, so there you go. It's perfect. You fooled me. Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. I would wear the crap out of that. And I know a handful of people, including someone that will be interviewing next week, who will wear the crap out of that. So lots of cool stuff coming up, guys. As always, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, give us 5 stars on Apple. You can, I think you can rate us on Spotify now. You can definitely follow and like our videos on YouTube. Just tell a friend, please. If you like it, then I'm sure you've got a friend who will too.
Well,
it would mean a lot.
I know we're trying to wrap this up. Oops,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I know we're trying to wrap this up, but we had the Surf and Turf Festival here last weekend, and we sold meal tickets. And then so after we got through, we went with a couple people and, call it my Hayden Haddock wind it down place. And I walked in and two of my friends were sitting there. I hadn't seen in ages. And they were like, oh my God, come talk to me about your podcast. I'm like, you listen to podcasts all the time.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else is there to tell them? It's not like we keep anything hidden.
No, but I was
all that on the table.
But I was like, seriously, I didn't even know. They're like, oh yeah, we're keeping up with everything you do, Miss Helen. Okay.
Well, sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's starting to show, man. We've had a really consistent listener base. kind of split. I'm actually curious to hear what you guys think. You know, obviously we're always asking for feedback and song suggestions, but it seems like, you know, the group of people that are listening to these Texas on Tap episodes is just steadily growing. So it means, you know, people are coming back, which is obviously a good thing. Cause we're not scaring them away.
Cause goofy me over here. You never know what the.
Well, that's good. I think they like it. So we're just going to keep it up, and hopefully you guys keep listening.
Yes, absolutely. For sure.
For sure. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
With a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dared to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away